Daf Yomi tractate Makos or Makot, depending on your flavor. Makos Daf Beis and Beis, to be or not to be. This is the question, and the answer is we're on the first. The words of the first words of the Daf are Uma hasoker ein niska naba lesaker v'lo saker. So, Ravina was asking on Barpada's logic that he says that if someone who was successful at doing A and it doesn't happen to him, then all the more so a person who is unsuccessful at doing that it shouldn't happen to him. And Ravina said, no. If you use that logic, then you're going to nullify the whole idea of Eidim Zomim because they're never successful. So they should always not get that punishment. So he comes to say, his words, if one who stones another, meaning one who testifies that another is liable to be executed via death penalty of stoning and was rendered a conspiring witness after that person was executed is not stoned, because you only give them the punishment if they haven't gone through with it yet. But if they do it, they're not chayav. If they're successful, then they don't get it. And the reason behind that, I think, is that if they went through all the channels, all the levels, and they made it through to the death penalty and it went through, it was probably meant to be. But anyway, so just like a person who was successful, after the person was executed was falsified, that person is not stoned, as the halacha is that conspiring witnesses receive the punishment that they can conspire to have inflicted and not the punishment they actually had inflicted. Then with regard to conspiring witness who came to stone another and was unsuccessful and did not stone him, as he was rendered a conspiring witness before the person was executed, isn't it logical that he should be not stoned? The Gemara concludes, rather, it is clear, as we answered initially, and you shall do to him as he conspired. This should be done to him, but not to his offspring. That's really the best way we know it. The Mishnah teaches that in a case where two witnesses came before the court and said, we testify with regard to so-and-so that he is liable to be punished with exile, one does not say that these witnesses shall be exiled in his stead, rather they receive 40 lashes. The Gemara asks, from where is this matter derived? Rish Lakish says it is derived from a verse. As the verse states, with regard to an unwitting killer, and he shall flee to one of the cities. Deuteronomy 19:5. And the Gemara infers he shall flee, but conspiring witnesses shall not. Rabbi Yochanan Omer, Kal V'chomer, Ma hu shas ma'aseh v'mezid inu goyle, hein shelo asu ma'aseh v'mezid inu din shelo yigalu. Rabbi Yochanan says it is derived from an authority inference. If the killer performed an action that he had done so intentionally, he would not be exiled for it, even if he were not sentenced to death, for example, because there was no forewarning. Then, in the case of the conspiring witnesses who did not perform an action as their conspiracy was exposed to their testimony rejected, even if they testified intentionally, is it logical that they should not be exiled? He says, who shall some mice of days of an oil he had a lot of heavy lake kapara. And she knows the mice be mazed, Nami liga liglu, he had a heavy the hook kapare, Ella machvarda, Gideresh laki. The Gemara challenges, but that distinction provides support to the contrary. Could this not be derived through logical inference? With regard to one who performed an action, meaning he killed a person, if he did so intentionally, let him not be exiled, so that he will not have atonement for his action, and he will instead receive harsh punishment at the hand of heaven. With regard to the conspiring witnesses, who did not perform an action, even if they testified intentionally, let them also be exiled, so that they will have atonement for their misdeed. The Gemara concludes, rather, it is clear, in accordance with the explanation of Reish Lakish, and he shall flee to one of the cities, he, but not conspiring witnesses. Amar Ula, Remez le'edim ezoim min minatayim minayin, Remez le'edim zaymin, hakativ, asisim l'kash zaman. Remez le'edim zaymin, shaloikish minatayim minayin, yechstiv zdikos azadik, Yehoshua savashe, v'hayo bein hakoy savashe, mishum v'atzdiku et hatzadik, Yehoshua et harasha, v'haya im bein hakot harasha. Ula says, from where is there an allusion in the Torah to conspiring witnesses derived? The Torah asks, is an allusion to conspiring witnesses required? But it isn't written explicitly, and you shall do to him as he conspired. Deuteronomy 19:19. Rather, Ula's question is, from where is an allusion in the Torah to the halacha that conspiring witnesses are flogged in certain cases derived? It is derived from that which is written, if there is a quarrel between people and they come to judgment and the judges judge them and they vindicated the righteous and condemn the wicked, it shall be, if the wicked is deserving of lashes. Deuteronomy 25, 1-2. Ostensibly, this verse is difficult. It is due to the fact that they vindicated the righteous. But is it due to the fact that they vindicated the righteous that they condemn the wicked? Or shall it be if the wicked is deserving of lashes? In most disputes, the fact that one party is vindicated does not necessarily lead to lashes for the other party. Okay. Ela edim she'yoshios atzadik ve'asot edim achrini v'tzedikos atzadik d'mikore. Rather, the verse is addressing the case of witnesses who, through their testimony, condemned the righteous, and other witnesses came and vindicated the original righteous person and rendered these first set of witnesses wicked, conspiring witnesses. In that case, the verse states, and it shall be if the wicked is deserving of lashes, indicating that lashes are an appropriate punishment for conspiring witnesses. More asks, and why not derive the halacha that conspiring witnesses are liable to receive lashes from the prohibition, you shall not bear false witness against your brother, your neighbor. Exodus 20:13. The Gemara answers, one is not flogged for violating that prohibition due to the fact that it is a prohibition that does not involve an action. as one violates it through speech, not action. And the principle is for every prohibition that does not involve an action, one is not flogged for its violation. Therefore, it was necessary to derive the halacha from the verse, and they vindicated the righteous. Tanu Abanon. Tanu Abanon. Arba devarim never exoim ibnei nas men gulush v'chuzim goyrin miklot. Im Shabbat is goyfel v'nim gorin be'evdei b'shum Rabbi Kiva. Af ein mishalmin al piatzman. The sages taught in Braita 4 matters were stated with regard to conspiring witnesses. Meaning there are 4 cases in which their punishment deviates from the norm. They are not rendered the son of a divorced woman or the son of a chalutza. They are not exiled to a city of refuge. They do not pay the ransom if they testify that the forewarned ox was someone who killed another. And they are not sold as a Hebrew slave in a case where they testify that one stole property and he would be sold into slavery if he lacked the means to repay the owner. The sages said in the name of Rabbi Akiva, they also do not pay based on their own admission. If they were rendered conspiring witnesses in one court, and before that court managed to collect the payment that they owed, they appeared in a different court and admitted that they had been rendered conspiring witnesses, they are exempt from payment. Ein nasin ben gushu ben chalutza kedaman, ben goydina miklat kedaman, v'mishamen es hakoyefel kasavri, kufra kapara, v'hani lav b'nei kaparaninu. The Gemara elaborates, they are not rendered the son of a divorced woman or the son of a chalutza, as we stated and explained earlier. And they are not exiled to a city of refuge, as we stated and explained earlier. And they do not pay the ransom as the sages hold. At the ransom paid by one whose ox killed another is atonement for him as he is liable for the actions of his animal. And it is not payment of damages. And these conspiring witnesses are not subject to a need for atonement, as their ox did not kill anyone. Mantana kufa kapare. Amar v'chiz Rabbi Shmuel benoi shel Rabbi Yochanan ben Rogahi. B'tanya v'natan v'dion nafsho d'mei nizak. Rabbi Shmuel beno shel Rabbi Yochanan ben Rogahi omer d'mei mazik. Maila, V'hakal Biflagi, the Marasa Kufa Moina, Marasa Kufa Kapara. The Gemara asks, who was the Tana who taught that the ransom is atonement? Rabbi Chizit says, it is Rabbi Yishmael, son of Rabbi Yochanan ben Baroka, as it is taught in the Braita with regard to the verse concerning the case where the ox of one person gored another. If ransom is imposed upon him, and he shall give the redemption of his soul. Exodus 21:30. The term his soul means the value of the victim, meaning the owner of the ox must pay the heirs of the deceased his value as it would be assessed were he sold as a slave in the market. Rabbi Yishmael, son of Rabbi Yochanan ben Baroka, says the term his soul means the value of the one liable for the damage. Was it not that they disagree with regard to this principle? That one sage, the rabbis, hold that the ransom is monetary restitution for the damage that his ox caused the victim, and one sage, Rabbi Yishmael, holds that the ransom is atonement, as he thereby redeems his own soul from death at the hand in heaven. Amar Pave lo kuli amar kupra kapara yahachal bahai kamiflegi mars of business shayminan umars of de bidemazik shayminan. Rav Papa says no. Perhaps everyone agrees that the ransom is atonement, and here it is with regard to this matter that they disagree. One sage, the rabbis, one sage holds that we assess the payment in terms of the value of the victim, and one sage, Rabbi Yishmael, holds that we assess the payment in terms of the value of the one liable for the damage. My Tamay Zabonin, Nimarash Lamata, Nimarash Lamala, Malamed Vidinizin, Akamadin is. More asks, what is the reason for the opinion of the rabbis to abandon the straightforward meaning of the verse? The rabbis derive in the following manner. In position is stated below. With regard to one whose ox killed another, if ransom is imposed upon him. Exodus 130, and in position is stated above. In the case of one who struck a pregnant woman, causing her to miscarry, he shall be punished as the husband of the woman imposes upon him. Exodus 21:22. Just as there, with regard to the miscarriage, it is in terms of the value of the victim, the fetus, that we must assess the payment here too. In the case of the ransom, it is in terms of the value of the victim that we assess the payment. Okay? Rabbi Yishmael, V'nastam pidyon nafsho k'tiv, Rabbana, ein pidyon nafsho k'tiv, mihu ki shaminan, b'nizak shaminan. And Rabbi Yishmael, son of Rabbi Yochanan Bracha, says, and he shall give the redemption of his soul. It is written, indicating the sum is based on the value of the one seeking atonement. The rabbis explain, yes.